Folks, I'm sure not just me, a lot of us feel like Elon Musk does today. And he's been speaking about it for more than a week now. He's been coming out and saying, look, his 10 years over there with the Doge. Doge is still going to do great work. But because Congress can't do anything but give pork-filled bills, he feels like he's wasting his time trying to help solve a problem that's so big that people that are supposed to be on the same team as him, Team America, are working against him because they want to make sure they get their little extra spending package, their incentive plans, their pork, their on their way out the door severance package, whatever they want to call it. But they're trying to not codify all of the Doge cuts that have been made so far, all the things that need to go into legislation to be signed as a bill. That way they're permanent cuts, because cutting waste out of USAID and several of these organizations is only a temporary situation if you don't stop the Democrats from recodifying those things, and if they happen to win again, and if they take the majority in 2026, or if they win again in, like, say, 2028 or 2032. I don't want any of this USAID money crap ever happening again. There's so many things that have been done wrong, been going wrong for a long time, involving our tax dollars going towards our enemies, to helping fund illegal immigration, to helping fund transgender rat surgery in Guatemala or somewhere. Just ridiculous amounts of stuff they've found with the waste, fraud, and abuse. But more than that, it's about the politicians, the bureaucrats, the lobbyists, the people that are in Washington that are actually getting rich because they're writing the checks, they're cashing the checks, and they're giving crumbs to somebody under some name of some idea to spend the money for. And that's just the absolute truth. And you can't balance a budget. You can't knock off $34 trillion in debt if you don't actually work on it actively, continuously, and not spend more this year than you did last year. We need to actually go back to before pandemic spending limits. Our spending limits at about 6 or 7 trillion a year now. That is absolutely ridiculous. We don't bring in that much money, and so Trump's trying to bring all the revenue he can into the country to help balance that. And I understand that, and that will happen over time. But in the meantime, all these Doge cuts will help, but we've got to get them turned into law. We've got to get these spineless weasels in Congress to actually do their job. And we've got Elon Musk speaking up about it. We've got Alina Habba threatening people about it. We've got several people that are on Twitter, including Steve Bannon, Alex Jones. A lot of the big name people are saying this big beautiful bill is okay, but we can do better. The Senate needs to clean that sucker up because there is way too much garbage in there. We need to go ahead and codify Elon Musk Doge cuts before we worry about any of this other stuff. They haven't even brought that up yet. We've been 5 months watching the Doge cuts happen, and we haven't seen one single piece of legislation hit the floor, not even one involving Doge. But we got a little bit of resolution to that if you stick around to the end, to the very last article, because it looks like we may have a little bit of, at least directional, headed in the right direction. We'll have to see, folks. All right, folks, let me shrink me down, put me in the corner over here, get my goggles on. I'm going to do a little bit of reading. Got 2 articles today I want to do a little reading from. All right, hold on just a second. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me. All right, codify the Doge cuts. That's what I'm talking about. Now, on the Gateway Pundit today, there's 4 reasons that Elon Musk says that he is not happy with the big, beautiful bill. And I agree with him 100% on all 4 of these. And he says what we need to do, if y'all pass this big, beautiful bill as is with all this pork in it, a lot of these folks will be remembered come primary time in 2026 and in 2028. Whatever we got to do to get these people out starting in 2026, we are going to have to get rid of these creeps in there that claim to be Republicans but actually act like rhinos because they don't actually back Trump's agenda or the Doge agenda. There's a lot of agendas flying around in Congress, but a lot of them are not America first, and the ones that are America first usually seem to get slow walked up to the floor for a vote, and then we get weasel rhinos that don't vote on good stuff. It's crazy, folks. It's almost like the corruption is too deeply seated. And here's 4 examples just proving that. Says Elon Musk went on scorched earth on Trump's big, beautiful bill and threatened to fire those who betrayed the American people. And not just him firing them. It'll take us. It'll take us voting them out. It'll take him putting in somebody that is a better candidate who we believe in more than the particular rhinos that are going along with a lot of this crap. Now, I don't know how you feel about this big, beautiful bill. You think we should pass it? I really don't know. I haven't read the thing, but I do know it sounds like they're spending more than they should. You got to not spend more. Can't complain about the waste, fraud, and abuse and the overspending if you're going to spend more. Which I know Joe Biden screwed this country up, so I knew it was going to be expensive to fix it. So it's kind of a catch-22, folks. That's why I'm not really going to throw too much of an opinion about that out here, because you got to look at it from several sides. And I honestly haven't done enough research about every detail of the bill to make me believe it's good or bad. I think it is just too healthy. It's too fat. It is big. I don't think it's beautiful, though. I think it needs some makeup. I think it needs trim down some weight. It needs a few things. There's no reason that we should be spending $2+ more trillion than we do in the last administration. It ain't like they didn't spend enough. All right, enough ranting. Let me get my glasses on. Get my goggles out. Second set of eyes. The world's richest man, fury over what many have considered yet another GOP betrayal, had been building over several weeks. Been highlighted by a few key factors. Elon went scorched earth on President Trump's big bill. It is being negotiated in the Senate after passing in the House the other day by 1 vote. It says, I'm sorry, but I can't stand it anymore, Elon says. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know, you did wrong. He added, you know it. He's mad at everybody. I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. Massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bills. Shame on y'all. Musk previously expressed disappointment with the bill, arguing that it undermines the work of the Department of Government Efficiency, which he oversaw at the end of his which is now at the end of his tenure as a special government employee, ended last week. Musk later threatened to fire all politicians who betrayed American people on the bill and refused to codify Doge cuts. They should have codified the Doge cuts first, and then they could have built this bill without having to joggle with the same figures. You see what I'm saying here, folks? It would have been smarter to do Elon stuff first. That's what I do believe. And there's actually should be several bills come to the floor involving all these cuts from Elon's Doge team. It says, in November next year, we fire all politicians who betrayed the American people, tweets Elon. Okay, let me just get this straight. The GOP are out there spending millions on luxury hotels in Ukraine, Lindsey Graham. Not voting on any Doge cuts, not yet. Spending 60% of their time on vacation, absolutely. This is the major reform the American people voted for? I don't think so. You can't blame the guy. Despite Musk's understandable anger, many of the GOP were taken aback by the harshness of his critique. After all, previous riffs had faded quickly. According to the New York Post and Axios, Musk's tirade was triggered by the 4 factors, one of which would have direct impact on his bottom line. That's not it. It's about the fact that they should have took all these spending cuts that they can out before they ever jump on that big bill, because that way it'll be a smaller figure to work with right from the get-go. If they can knock out many billions of dollars, $180 billion worth of waste, fraud, and abuse, wouldn't that come off the top of that money if they set it up right? Well, it hasn't happened yet, I'm guessing, because that bill has to be codified in the House and the Senate. And we have yet to see any of those bills come to the floor yet. It says he was peeved that the Trump White House would not allow him to remain a special government employee beyond the 130-day limit set statute. Now, that's what Axios and the Post say. House Republican tax credit, removing electric vehicle tax credits that were part of the Joe Biden's Green New scam. Must Teslas receive billions of tax dollars from the bill? Okay, so they're saying that Elon's mad over tax credits. They're saying Elon's mad over his 130 days being up. I don't believe that. I think he is ready to be done with it because he needs to get back to work. He has 5 companies he runs, 6 companies he runs besides helping with the Doge, you know. Kind of a busy guy. It says the FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, refused to use Starlink satellite system to help run the nation's air traffic control. The Trump administration cited a potential conflict of interest and technological reason for blocking the proposal. Now, I don't know if that's true either. I'm going to have to look into that. So Elon, they're saying Elon is mad about several things. Okie doke. Yeah, Elon's mad. I think he's mad about the fact that he has worked so hard. He has built this team. He has spent his money to get Trump elected to try to exert change in our country. And we look up and we don't have it yet. We're going to do these 2 first. But I think we're going to have some resolution. It's going to happen. It's just not happening fast enough. But they definitely need to do this stuff in order. That way we can get more bang for our buck when it comes to spending and cuts. It says, okay, let me get this straight. Everybody's saying this on Twitter. Okay, let me get this straight. Spending millions on luxury hotels in Ukraine. No Doge cuts. 60% vacation time. No codifying executive orders. No major reform yet. Wow. That is all over Twitter today, folks. People are pissed. It says, be advised, GOP House, we will be voting you out of office. Your incompetence is beyond belief. The fact that you're showing you don't care will be your undoing. Signed, We the People. P.S. Won't forget you, Speaker Johnson, and Leader John Thune either. It's not just the entire House. It's who the hell thinks the Democrats are off the hook for being obstructionist children just because they are the party in power. They give zero concern for their electorate, zero interest in the electorate, and have done their best to They've done their best to dilute the electorate as well as to harm our citizens. They have not only tried to bankrupt us all, but have allowed people to come in and murder our citizens and leave them unprotected. People are pissed. There's no doubt about it. And I don't blame them. I mean, I don't want to get in the middle of it, but at the same time, I got my feelings too. I think this is accurate as anything I've ever heard. We need a resolution here because this sucks. Mike Johnson and the House need to get their shit in order. It seems like Trump's FBI and the Congress are still wagging their tail and not actually getting out there and doing their job. Maybe they are, but I haven't seen the results yet. I hear about all these cases. I haven't seen any results. I want to see people go to jail. I want to see the Doge cuts enacted in Congress, all of them. Otherwise, I'm going to be looking at who worked against the Doge cuts. These people worked very hard to find this fraud, waste, and abuse, just to maybe be told we're not going to make it permanent. We're not going to stand for that. We will be doing some primarying come 2026, and there will be some rhinos involved. Maybe we'll be taking some Democrat seats. But we definitely need to be swapping some Republican seats. That's a fact. We've got too many Lindsey Grahams and Mitch McConnell types in there that are just sickening. Now this here, Tim Burchett said the other day on the Benny Show, he confirmed that Biden's staffers were taking payoffs in exchange for the auto pen pardons. We've now got several stories on the Gateway Pundit saying that there's about 9 or 10 people that are confirmed by James Comer that had access to the auto pen. A lot of staffers, Ron Klain, Deputy Chief of Staff, several people, Anita Dunn. There's so many people already, 8 or 10 minimum. Also, possibly Jill, possibly Kamala, possibly even Hunter. And who's to say Adam Schiff didn't go in there and sign his own pardon for him and his whole team? Who really knows? But they are going to get to the bottom of this one. This is not something that they tried hard to cover up. Didn't really think much about the evidence laying around. And now the hollow pen scandal and Biden's affirmity are going to be put before the court. This may take a year or two to draw out, but it's going to happen, folks. I believe it's too big a story to go away. It's not going away. It's been in the news cycle for weeks. That means something's going to get done. That's what I have to believe. Hopefully so. Hopefully it won't turn out like the Epstein case. We're still waiting. But after Congressman Tim Burchett the other day confirmed that Biden's staffers were taking the money for the pardons. They were doing the bribe thing. It's time for sedition charges, treason charges, criminal conspiracy charges. We have had no arrest yet, but we need to arrest every single one of these for crimes. 18 U.S. Code S 1519, 1512, 1503, 201, 2381. These are all destruction of alteration of falsification of records, tampering with a witness, obstruction of justice, bribery, treason, conspiracy to commit fraud. There's several that I could think of just to add to this list. Impersonating an officer of the court or impersonating the president. I'm sure there's got to be a charge in there somewhere for that. But at any rate, this is a little bit of a creepy video here, but these are all the J6 cops hugging out with all the Democrats during the whole J6 sham committee. These people are as guilty as all the rest of them. They pardoned themselves. Adam Schiff bag. There's the cop that wrote a book, Liz Cheney. Jamie Ratskin, crying Kinzinger. Yeah. Just thought I'd bring you all that, folks. The Democrat Party loves the distraction. They love the bad guys. They love the... I just have to go ahead and say it. The Democrats have went full-blown team evil as far as I'm concerned. They're in denial. They're lying. They're cheating. They're stealing. And they're pointing the finger at everybody but themselves. And they don't see any wrong in what they're doing. And they think people are too stupid to realize. Well, we've got a little bit of resolution coming down the way. And hopefully with some real action, like what's in this article right here. Representative Anna Paulina Luna just went scorched earth on the House GOP for failing to act on President Trump's America First spending cuts while hiding behind weak excuses and procedural delays. On Tuesday, President Trump officially sent his long-anticipated $9.4 billion Doge recession package to the Congress. The package, a cornerstone of Trump's Department of Government Efficiency initiative led by none other than Elon Musk, would eliminate wasteful spending in USAID, NPR, PBS, that's National Public Radio, and like Channel 13, National Public Broadcasting System. That's your local television pumping out transgender crap and God knows what on Sesame Street. The U.S. Institute of Peace, they found out that was the organization, besides USAID, when it was too dirty for USAID to handle it, they sent it to USIP, where they sent the money to the terrorist organizations, to the Taliban directly, and several folks like that. They used the United Institute of Peace to funnel that money into those countries for God knows what. Whether they were, I have no idea why our government likes to send money to terrorists, but that has been shut down as well. But we need to codify all this stuff. Other bloated foreign aid boondoggles as well. Like I said, it was $9.4 billion the very first cut of the knife. It says Trump has officially sent the bill to the House, and that is good news. We're ready for that. It guts funding for all them agencies, plus many more. Now, the House needs to get on this now, not next week. And Trump said so as well. Instead of moving swiftly to codify Trump's executive orders and deliver on promises made to millions of Americans, the House GOP is dragging their feet again, screams Representative Luna. And she's having none of it. Back in D.C., come to find out the Rules Committee and the House leadership still haven't brought Trump's executive orders or anything to codify Doge to the floor yet, Alina wrote. No codify votes? Then guess what? No votes. Half the reason GOP took the majority is because of Trump and Elon. Now they are too scared to codify. They don't want to cut their own paychecks. That's what it is. They're all getting that you said money, and they don't want to cut it. They're crooks. It says, back in D.C., Alina Habba tweeted, come to find out the Rules Committee and the House leadership still haven't brought the bill to the floor. No codify, no votes. Half the reason... I just read that. I apologize, folks. Luna accused her own party of cowardice and betrayal, saying they've wasted months of momentum since Trump's return to power by stalling on key legislation that would gut globalist programs and recenter government spending around the American people. She continued, the House will blame everyone else for their inaction. This week, they're hiding behind the White House. They could have started legislation on recession and codifying POTUS Doge agenda months ago. 77.3 million Americans voted for Trump, and they're done with the excuses. You're absolutely right. She's blasting it out there. Later, she added an update. I received a call, and I am being told we start codifying Doge cuts next week. Oh, somebody didn't like her tweet. I don't think James Comer liked her tweet. I don't think Mike Johnson liked her tweet either. This is still a lame excuse, but so we are clear. If you do not put Doge on or Trump's EO on the floor next week, I will be no on every single rule. I am positive I will not be alone. So they're going to build a caucus to shut down the if you don't pass this stuff, we're not going to pass none of that stuff. That's all you got to do is get a team together. AOC's done it several times and cock-blocked the Democrats with just 4 or 5 people. It says they received. Oh, I already read that. Yep, she received a call. Now, who called you? Luna's declaration comes after Speaker Johnson, along with Steve Scalise, Majority Whip Tom Emmer, House GOP Conference Chair Lisa McClain, released a tepid joint statement praising Trump's recessions, but stopping short of coming to an aggressive codification. Well, it sounds good. Today, the House has officially received the recession request by the White House. Now that the wasteful spending by federal government has been identified by those quantified by the administration and sent to Congress, House Republicans will fulfill our mandate and continue to codify it into law more efficiently. A more efficient federal government. This is exactly what the American people deserve. Next week, we will put the recession bill on the floor of the House and encourage all of our members to support the common sense measure. You heard it right there. Mike Johnson says next week. Alina Hobbit went to talking shit about him, and I guess he put her in the loop. We're getting it out next week, got to do it next week. Yeah, she wasn't trying to hear, why not this week? They didn't have time to deal with it this week. It only takes about, how long does it take to vote on something? A few hours to whip it together? I don't know. It can't take that long. I've seen votes go down in minutes. Fact of the matter is, they take their sweet ass time. They're on vacation. They're still on Memorial Day vacation as far as I'm concerned. Mentally, they've been on vacation for 5 months. They've done almost nothing that I've seen. Maybe they built some legislation that's going to be great later. But this This later crap is getting old with me and you and everybody. But I do have a few things good to say about what's going on right now, including it sounds like the bill's gonna sounds like the EOs and Elon Musk's reduction package with the Doge cuts will be codified hopefully next week. The month of June is now declared Veteran Appreciation Month by we the people. It's official, folks. The month of June is no longer Sin Month. It is no longer Pride Month. Pride is a sin. And all that rainbow crap, I wouldn't go there. It says the month of June is now declared Veteran Appreciation Month by we the people. I love it. I love it. That's good stuff right there, folks. And I got a funny for you right here at the end. One of the people I follow is a lady named Sarah Rose, got a huge channel, and she just put this out minutes ago, and I just thought this was great. Elizabeth Warren gets the tweet, "Stop sending me this shit." Sarah Rose, no. And if anybody doesn't know, that's Pocahontas' twin, doppelganger, Thomas Matthew Crooks. All right, folks, that's what I got for you today, folks. Matter of fact, if you're on Twitter, folks, since I reposted this and shared it, now I'm going to go send it over to Elizabeth Warren's channel as well. Now, anybody else that wants to go to @Senator Warren and send her this, it's real easy. You can come over to my channel. You can screenshot it. You can share it to her. You can repost it to her. Be nice to see her get hundreds of these, thousands of these, just to make her day. Not trying to harass anybody, folks, but that's good stuff right there. That's what I got for you today. Hopefully everybody enjoyed. Trying to be a little informative as to what's going on with this big, beautiful bill and all the disappointment and all the push to get more done in a hurry because Congress is just... They're like the FBI. I got you later. No. We ain't trying to do that. We voted for expediency with all the things we want in policy. We want these policies. We want these actions taken. We want the Doge spending cuts codified. We want the illegals kicked out. And we want it yesterday. We want people prosecuted, and we want it yesterday. I know if you agree with me, you'll hit the thumbs up button and like, subscribe, and share if you haven't already. Everybody have a great day. Over and out.